What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another video. I thought that with it being October spooky season, it might be a fun time to coordinate outfits with the books that I'm reading. So if that sounds like something that's fun and enjoyable while we're still talking about books, then you're definitely in the right place. Definitely consider sticking around for this video. It's reading time here at JBay's Corner. As a kickoff for this series, I am actually going to be reading a book that is matching with the scrubs that I'm wearing to work today. So this is actually an ombre pair of scrubs with a pink and kind of purplish hue, kind of looking like that Twilight Night vibe. And the book that we are going to be reading to go with it is Roadtrip with a Vampire by Jenny Levine. This is the third book that is in the My Roommate is a Vampire series. It's very cute, very October vibes, very fun, very festive. And so I just thought it would be so appropriate to read this book while wearing these scrubs. So that is the first book that we'll be reading for this month. For those of you that are new here, welcome to the channel. My name is Jaya. I put out videos every Wednesday and Sunday on bookish related content. If that sounds like it's up your alley, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell and become a part of the reading community. For those of you that are returning, thank you so much for being here. It means the absolute world to me to be cultivating this community with you guys and to talk all things books here on this channel. I love how welcoming everyone has been and how kind everyone has been, and it's been such a blessing to be able to read with you guys. With that being said, let's see, one, how many books I can get through and how many outfits I can actually coordinate to books. Okay guys, so back for an update on outfit matching with books as well as book review. And I wanted to show you guys how cute this little sweater is. So it has the little glitter pumpkins with the purple hat, and how perfect is that to match this lovely book. So let's finish talking about this book. Last time I had checked in with you guys, I had just started the book, and at that point I got about halfway through the book. It was very cute. This story is basically following Zelda, who is Reginald's best friend. So we saw Friedrich in the first book with his girl. We saw Reginald in the second book, who was the vampire that used to be best friends with Frederick. And then this book is about Zelda, who is the witch that was best friends with Reginald. And she and him were the ones that got into trouble with the Collective, which is a group of vampires that basically are very old school and believe in maintaining old school bloodlines and tend to be a little bit on the more evil, quote unquote, side of vampirism in these novels. Now, keep in mind, this is genuinely like a romance. So there is very little to be said about like true darkness in this book. It's actually like very chill in terms of the way that the Collective is described. It doesn't get graphic. It doesn't get super dark or any of those things. But basically in this book, we have Zelda, and she is just trying to live her life in sunny California, and she's just trying to essentially find peace and continue to cultivate her yoga studio, when all of a sudden there's this very sexy vampire that shows up on her doorstep with amnesia, who was sent her way by Reginald. And that is none other than our main character, Peter. And so now the two of them have gone on a road trip together back to the East Coast, because they are trying to help Peter find his memories again. And basically, when I had first started talking about this book and I had expressed that I had started reading it, I got to about like 40% of the book that day. And then this is actually a pretty short book. It's an easy read. So between physical reading and Audible, I was able to finish the book today. It was super cute. I ended up giving it a 3-star. I think it's a solid, fun, festive read. If you are into October vampire reads, this is very cute. It's very like appropriate for the season. It kind of reminds me of the X-Hex, but slightly less spicy maybe than the X-Hex, but still pretty spicy. It has that in there too. So if you're looking for that, it's there, but it's not like the main essence of the story. And in the second half of the book, it actually became more cute, because as Peter starts to get his memories back, he realizes that the job he was on was actually for the Collective, who is Zelda's sworn enemy. And when they find themselves like facing the Collective, she also realizes like Peter's past may not have been what she was anticipating it to be. So there's a little bit of conflict that happens there. And then from there, we have the whole him groveling, trying to get her back scenario that happens, which was just so cute for the later third of this book, I should say. Overall, fun, cute, very like what you would expect for a romance book kind of book. I did enjoy seeing bits and pieces of Reginald again in this book, and like how his relationship is going and the ways that he's changed since he found his girl. We also got to see a little bit of Frederick, and it was kind of cute to see the three boys like come together and try to come up with a way for Peter to get his girl back. So things like that. It was genuinely very cute, very festive, and yeah, solid 3-star read. But definitely enjoyed matching my book to my cover and being all festive for the holiday season. I will be back with more reviews on the other books I am reading this video in a short bit. Talk to you soon. Okay guys, so we're continuing with the outfit matching the book vibes here today. I'm sorry, I'm really hating my hair as I'm looking at it finally after a very long time on camera. But the book that I am now reading is a TJ Klune book that has been on my list ever since I found out this series has been written. I was unaware that he had actually written a series. I thought he only wrote standalone or like young adults. So it was very interesting to find out that this series even existed. And when I did, and when I found these special editions, which I have unboxed before, I was like, I must read this book and I'm going to match the outfit to the look. So here we go. This is the outfit in question. We have a nice white jean jacket. We have the green tank and some jeans. Well, technically jeggings, which are also from Amazon. And check these out, guys. These are like 100% actual jegging material. Like I can do squats in these things if I wanted to. And here is the book that I'm currently reading. So yay, it matches. So here is the lovely, lovely cover. We have that beautiful kind of green and white woven throughout the book. And then here is the painted edges on the book. And as you can see, it actually has hints of green, hints of orange, hints of white, hints of purple. I unfortunately do not have too much purple, so the only way I can incorporate a purple-ish shade is the lipstick, partially the reason why I wore the makeup. And then the nails are actually brand new. So I ended up getting my orange through that. And then of course the outfit encaptures the green and the white. So based on that, I started reading this book and I'm currently on chapter 4. And so far it's very, very cute. We're basically following a young man whose dad has disappeared on him named Ox. And he is just trying to live his life, do the best that he can by his single mom, and basically is not the brightest man, so he's not doing great in school, but he still wants to like amount to something. So he basically takes on the roles and responsibilities that his father used to have at a mechanical garage. And now that he's 16, he's finally being employed full-time by the garage owner. And he is very excited about this. And during all of this, it's happening, this seasonal transition in his life. He just turned 16. And as that's happening, there's a family that moves in to the house that was sitting empty at the end of the street and is going to be his neighbors. And they immediately seem to take a liking to him. And so for the first time, Ox feels like he might actually have some friends and a good life ahead of him, because he spent this whole time kind of being teased and torn apart and just kind of ridiculed because of his poverty, because his father is missing, because he's not the brightest guy. So hopefully after all the sadness that just happened in the first 26 pages, we are going to get a little bit of real life joy in this book. Either way, I'm excited to continue reading this, and I'm really enjoying matching it as well. So as I keep reading, I will get back to you guys and we will chat more. Okay guys, it is day 2 of outfits matching books. And today I'm wearing this lovely green little top that has the pink and the white and the flowers and the green. And then this is the gray jeggings. And we are continuing to read the TJ Klune book. It is absolutely incredible and I'm enjoying it so much. It's already pulled out emotions and feels for me. I am just thriving with this book. So let me catch you guys up on what we have read so far. So currently I am on page 86 and we just got introduced to the werewolves in this past chapter. We also see the bond that's starting to form between our main male character and the family down the street that he now knows are actually werewolves. He's also learning a little bit about magical creatures existing in the real world. And he still doesn't understand why he's been selected, why he's been chosen by such amazing people to be the person that they all rally around, because the entire first part of the book is about how he is basically being told by everyone that he's not enough, he's worthless. And his own father told him that to his face before he left. And so this main character just consistently thinks about having a big heart and loving everybody. And obviously someone who hasn't had the love that they deserve, they can go in different directions in terms of who they become. But Oxnard, or Ox, is just such an amazing character, and your heart just bleeds for him because he's so kind and he's so loving. And TJ Klune has already sucked me into this book. I've already cried, I've already laughed, I've already smiled, I've done all of it. And watching his relationship with the Bennetts and with Joe has just been so cute. He just got his first girlfriend as well, which has been very sweet to watch and see grow as well. And I'm just really excited to continue reading this book. I will say, like, as far as the emotion in this book goes, it feels a lot more real than compared to many of TJ Klune's other books, where it feels very fantastical, even though it still speaks to a societal element and like something happening in the real world. There's still that slight element of escapism with his other books. This one, while we are introducing magical systems into the book because of the magical creatures like the werewolves, witches, that type of thing, you still feel the realistic feeling of the town they're in, the world they're in. It definitely feels very modern, very relatable. And so it just makes the book that much more special. I'm really hoping to get to at least a page like 150, 200 in the next reading session that I do, where I'm just going to sit down and read for about an hour to an hour and a half. And I'm just planning on doing this at a cute little coffee shop. Going to walk over to the coffee shop and then read there. And I've taken my whole handbag with me. So we have our bag of the day, which is this little guy right here. It's a little bucket bag. I'm so excited to carry this guy with me. It just felt like as summer is coming to an end, it was perfect. I love the little ice cream cover that it comes with. And this bag is packed, guys. It is packed. It is so full. It's insane. That's everything that's in this bag. But I am super excited because I have my journal with me so I can take some notes. I have my agenda so I can plan. I have my books with me. I have my headphones with me if I want to listen to music while I read or anything like that. So I think it's going to be a blast. I'm super excited to go for that. I'm also debating whether or not I want to wear heels and make it a fancy day and put on some makeup just to like spruce myself up a little bit. And then later this evening, there's actually a Diwali festival party happening, so I'm excited to go for that. So I wanted something that would transition into that event as well, hence the colorfulness. But that's all the updates I have for you so far on the new TJ Klune book that I'm reading. It is absolutely phenomenal, and I've definitely been enjoying trying to match outfits to the books. That's definitely something that sparks joy in me, so I've been having fun with that. Hey guys, welcome back to another outfit to book match that's going on. So the next book that I picked up actually, and I have been reading, which I'm already thoroughly enjoying while matching the outfit to the book, is the third book in the Crowns of Nyaxia series, which is about our lovely vampire favorite, Misha. And it's called The Songbird and the Heart of Stone. I have been really enjoying this book. I am currently on what chapter am I on? I am currently on chapter number 19, which is part 3 of the book. Or is it part 4? Let me double check because I am actually a little unsure. I want to say it's part 3. Sorry guys, just flipping through the pages here trying to figure out what part we're in, but I think it's part 3. So we're in the middle of part 3, and that is 180 pages into this book so far, and it has a total of 418 pages altogether. So I've been doing a combination of listening and reading this book, which has just been so much fun. And I'm wearing the red glasses frame to enjoy this book. And I've also been wearing this beautiful red top that has a little bit of the white running through it as well. I have on gold jewelry for the gold accents. And then I have on gray bell-bottom jeans to go with this. And I was wearing it with a pair of gold, like brown heeled shoes that actually have a little accent of gold on them as well, just to match the cover. And I just got so excited. In fact, someone actually came up to me at the coffee shop and they were like, oh, we love how your outfit matches your book. And I just thought that was so funny. I even found a bookmark that has similar colors on it as well to match the book. So it's been fun. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about the book, which is why everyone's actually here. And what I can honestly say is Carissa Broadbent is not disappointing. She's not disappointing. These books have been amazing from start to finish. I loved The Crowns of Nyaxia first duology, and I'm really enjoying this as well. In this one, we are dealing with the fact that Nyaxia, who is the goddess of darkness and vampires and chaos, think Loki, but vampires, essentially wants to resurrect her lover, who used to be the god of death, who has been banished and basically pulled apart into pieces and kind of cast aside by the other gods in the pantheon, particularly the god of sunlight, who is the god patron that Misha used to be associated with and used to be a priestess for prior to her turning into a vampire. And up until this point, she's been forsaken by her god. And now all of a sudden he appears to her because Misha has been basically captured by the vampires of Shadow and Night. And they are forcing her to basically serve them in a purpose of finding the god of death and resurrecting him for the queen of darkness, or their goddess, who is Nyaxia. And originally she's against this, she's fighting this, she doesn't want to have to do this, and she either has the option of doing this or dying, and she's just trying to think that she doesn't want to bring war to the steps of Oratia, and she doesn't want it to affect her loved ones in the kingdom. So she's like kind of debating her options, and all of a sudden she finds herself in a position where she gets pulled away by the cast off sun from the, what is this? What is the House of Shadows kingdom? It's Asar. And Asar is basically now the crown prince because Misha killed the original prince of this house. So she escapes certain death to end up on this crazy mission with Asar where she's trying to find and resurrect Nyaxia's old lover, the god of death. And while she's doing this, the god of sun or day shows up in her vision and basically says, hey, here's the thing. I actually want you to succeed on this mission so that you can kill him off completely, because as gods, we are not allowed to meddle in these things, but he's too powerful and too dangerous to come back fully. So my task to you as a loyal priestess of mine, even though I haven't been in your presence forever, is to now not only go through this extremely dangerous process of resurrecting him, but once he's resurrected, he still has an essence of mortality to him, and I want you to murder him. So basically, Misha is going on this crazy, dangerous mission. She's creating bonds with Asar. We see the romance starting to brew. We see all the crazy things they're going, all the circles of hell that they're going down in order to rescue the god of death. And throughout the entirety of this process, she has a secret mission where she basically has to sabotage everything and murder him at the end, which not only goes against the Prince of House of Shadows, who essentially came in and rescued her and prevented her from being murdered, but she's also about to go against Nyaxia, who is the goddess of vampires and chaos and darkness in general. So really, really fun book so far. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. I'm very excited to see where the book continues to take me, and I will be back with more updates soon. What's up? So here with some updates continuing on in this reading journey of matching outfits to the books. So today I'm wearing the gray shirt that says Be Mine Valentine. This is from House of Jupiter. I absolutely adore this shirt. And I am wearing some black leggings, which doesn't really go with the theme of the book, but the shirt does. And then I'm wearing all of the red colored jewelry just to bring out the accents within the book. And I am talking about none other than the second book in the series, The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk. I think it's just so beautiful, this cover. I love the gray. I love the gray. I love the rose gold to gold finish that's happening. I love the fact that it has a flower, which does actually match the watch, which I was excited about. I also love the fact that this cover is just so stunning. It's absolutely stunning. I did end up finishing The Songbird and the Heart of Stone a little while ago. This book was incredible. I ended up giving this book a solid 4.5 stars. This was just one of those books where the story sucked me in. Misha's journey through the underworld, her and her relationship with Asar. The ending on this book was such a crazy twist. Like, I was just like, oh my God, I did not see that coming. It was incredible. So I loved this book. And at this point, I have now finished book 2 in The Fallen and the Kiss of Dusk. I did end up finishing this book today. It was also so cute. Like, I think this book in general was just stunning. And I had a epiphany / discovery today, which was when I was reading, I got a little irritated by the fact that the slipcover kept shifting on the book. And I took it off and I didn't realize how gorgeous the hardcover on this book actually is. Like, how stunning is that? And it says, carve out your heart for it and it will give you the world in return, which I think is so apropos for this book. Parts of this book I did find very irritating and very slow. I'm not gonna lie. There were certain sections of this book where I found it really frustrating. In the first book, we get like one spice scene. In this one, we have many. And I do feel like the spice scenes in this book were a little irritating and off-putting in some of the placements where they were. But at the same time, like, there were probably like 4 or 5 in this book. And I think of the 4 or 5, I probably genuinely could stomach and enjoy maybe one of them. And then the other 4 just felt over the top and irritating. One thing I did love about this book, it is a continuation of a series, and it was really nice to see Rain and Araya show up again. It was also really nice to see brief hints of Vincent, who was one of my favorite characters in the first book. So it was really fun to read about him. It was also very interesting to see Misha kind of step into her role as her own individual. So those were all really cool things to see. I do think, though, the way that Misha treats Rain and Araya in this book, kind of keeping them at an arm's length, the length of time it takes her to let them in and share what's going on, though, was very irritating. I also found Nyaxia's character, as well as the character of all the other gods of the White Pantheon, like, extremely irritating. But I think that was also the purpose of this. It was to show that while they are gods, they are equally just as damaged as other humans might be, and that I completely understand where the author is trying to come from, in the sense that she's trying to show the humanity and the mortality within gods, and the fact that because they are gods, everything is even more heightened. It kind of reminded me of the play on the gods in Greek mythology, and how they are also kind of ruled by those various emotions, and how their quote-unquote tantrums can lead to even more dire consequences, and their gifts and their joy and their bestowing of, you know, grace can also go so much further, just because of how powerful they are as beings. So that was really interesting. Seeing a world that's completely covered by night was also really fascinating, especially as we have 3 different kingdoms that are kind of coming into overlap. We have the House of the Dead, we have the vampires, which are the children of night, and then we have the humans, all kind of coalescing in this book. And it was also nice to see some other characters like Septimus and things like that kind of pop up throughout the course of this book. And I'm very, very curious to see where the next 2 books will take us. And I have a feeling it's going to be Septimus who's the main guy in those 2 books, but we'll know more when the books release. But overall, I would say Carissa Broadbent did a great job. Now, just because of the fact that this book was a little bit slower and there were moments of it that irritated me, I would say this was probably like a 3.75 to 4 star. But again, didn't do a significant drop on standing. And this one was probably more of a solid 4 to 4.5 star for me. But overall, loved these books and loved dressing up for them too. And that does bring me to the end of this video. I had so much fun putting these cute little outfits and book concepts together, and just having fun with it. I really, really enjoyed it, and I got great joy from creating these little clips for each of the videos. I also realized I never did a true wrap-up on the book by TJ Klune that I was absolutely obsessed with, which was Wolfsong. This outfit kind of sort of goes with Wolfsong, I guess. Not really, actually. Really needed the green and the white, which I'm not currently wearing, but I have now finished this book. I finished it right after the clips where you guys saw me crying and laughing hysterically reading this book, and it was absolutely incredible. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I just think it brought me so much joy, and this was a solid 5-star read for me, and TJ Klune can never disappoint. I will say the actual scene between the two men when they mate was also very sweetly done. There were parts of it where I couldn't quite relate, but at the same time, I just think the raw emotion and beauty in it was really cool. I think Oxnard is just such a phenomenal character, and his feelings towards found family was beautiful. I think Joe is such a powerful character as well, like so much weight to be put on your shoulder at such a young age, and to have a very clear-cut understanding of who he is was very cool. Seeing the merge of the werewolves and the humans together and the journeys they go through was very beautiful. Overall, I think this is probably one of my favorite books that I've read in a really long time. Actually, that's not true, because most TJ Klune books and most Frederick Bachman books hit me in the way that these books do, and the fact that this brought so many emotions to me, I think just speaks to how amazing the book is. I am very sorry that I'm doing this wrap up in an outfit that doesn't match, but at least I have the green clip. There we go. But loved this book, and this was a 100% physical read for me, and it was just such a fun book to hold in my hand and feel, and just like have moments where there was nothing more that I wanted to do than like throw the book away from me. There were times when I wanted to scream at the book. There were times when I just wanted to cuddle with the book. There were times when I just wanted to giggle into the pages of the book. Like all the emotions came through in this book, and the writing style was just absolutely beautiful, and I would definitely recommend it. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys made it this far, it means the absolute world to me. I love sharing all things books with you, and I just think this video was a fun twist and play on getting myself interested in reading and just re-engaging with reading in a different physical way as well. It forced me a little bit outside of my usual comfort zone, in the sense that sometimes I actually went to coffee shops and read, which is not outside of my comfort zone, but it's something I haven't been engaging in as much recently. And it was just a really nice reset, and I loved it. And I hope you guys loved it too. If any of these books are on your TBR, or if you've read them before, please let me know. Let me know what you thought. If you have any questions, comments about these books, any books that you guys would suggest, knowing that I read these and I loved all of them, I would love to hear your inputs as well. For those of you that are new here, thank you so much for being here. I put out videos every Wednesday and Sunday on primarily bookish related content. If that sounds like it's up your alley, definitely consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell so you can be part of our bookish community. For those of you that have been with me since the beginning, that have been here for a while, that are part of the community, thank you so much for your support, for your belief, for taking the time to watch these videos. I know our lives are very busy and there's a lot consistently happening at all times, and it just means the world to me that you guys would take the time to sit and read and talk books with me. And I appreciate every single one of you. And I just wanted to say, wherever you are, whether it's morning, evening, or night, whether you're new here or you've been coming, whether you're part of the community or thinking about joining, or you just happen to stumble upon this video, that you are having a loving, safe, wonderful time with your family, your loved ones, and that you are enjoying your reading journey, and that you are safe wherever you are. That being said, I will catch you guys on the next video. Bye, guys.